this is your chance. What questions do you have? What wins? What are your major takeaways? For anybody who has to log off now, that is all right. I see a few of you are driving. I know a few have businesses. Some of you are real estate agents. You got to go and jump into your game and go do your thing. By all means, you have my blessing to jump off the call. For anybody who has questions, we're going to stick around for a little bit longer. Me and the Millionaire Coaches will stick around to answer your questions. Or if you have shares, something you want to share about either the community or today's Wealth Principle 2024. Stick to it-ness, power of stick to it-ness. Let's unmute the mics. And if the coaches can hang around, the coaches will give you some feedback.
Sorry, just as kind of a testimonial, anybody out there, stick-to-itiveness, if you have trouble with it, this community will help you, like crazy help you. So I can't recommend enough to come and stick to this community.
I love play on words. Let's give Jen Sullivan a round of applause. You're amazing. Jen runs Jen's Pens. And so she's been through the mentorship. She's a graduate and she also created her own business. And we ended up partnering together on that business because her business serves the mission of building millionaires. So she writes books for millionaires and for experts so that they can help other people understand how they bought real estate, how they build business, how they market, how they sell, how they partner with people. So she's writing books for experts. And some of them are influencers who just needed that book to finally be able to get their message and all their training out. Hands camera, if that's a pretty cool way to help build millionaires. It's high leverage, right? Help the people who help the people. Awesome, Jen, amazing. Christina, I saw your hand up.
I tried to enroll on the challenge, but it says $1. I just wanted to point that out. I don't know if it's
Excellent.
a mistake.
So this was exactly, thank you, Christina. Let's give Christina a round of applause. And you're not the only one who noticed that. I noticed a couple people have messaged that it's only $1. So yes, the page is probably in test mode. So just take a look at the page and drop your email in the chat and we'll send you an email for, once the page is up. Hence camera, if that makes sense. We'll just send you guys an email. Awesome. It will be up within the next 24 hours. I see my business partner, Ron Bowling, is typing away. Look at him. See that? He's doing his thing where he's building stuff and fixing things. So
fixed now.
You know it's getting fixed.
It's already fixed. We're going to issue them a refund and they have to just repurchase. So we're all good now.
All right. So refresh your page.
Okay.
And then you should be able to go back in. Any dollars that were submitted, just so you know, I'm probably not sending a refund, but I will make it back 100 times over. I don't make too many guarantees because it's illegal for us in this industry, but I guarantee you will make at least $1 100 times over from this challenge. And if you do it right, I will help you become a millionaire. Go ahead, Tom.
How is Michael, the Closer Shines partnership book coming along?
Woo! Michael Shine, what's the latest on your book?
Yeah, so I have the final version and I'm reading it right now, and Walter and Jen are working on the cover and we've got a title, so it'll be ready before the summit. I just have to do my last reading. So yeah, thanks, Tom. Appreciate it.
Well, good. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Looking forward to it.
And which reminds me, so Mike's going to be posting about covers. We just want to see if the community likes it. So we're going to post it and say, hey, is this a cover you like? Open to suggestion. Doesn't mean we're going to take your suggestions, but definitely open to them. And we want to see the feedback of what you think of the cover, because remember, it's not the inside of a book that sells a book. It's the cover and the title of the book that will sell the book to people. So we're going to be testing that out. Thurbin. So yeah, Christina, let's give Christina a big round of applause. Catching problems.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
How do you know how fast you can grow? I've done stuff, but I sometimes feel like I've done nothing. And I feel frustrated with myself and I want to do much so fast, but then, I don't want to risk other stuff like family time, my own business, other related business, my family business. So how do you balance that? How do you know, okay, don't get frustrated to yourself and just, pace yourself, but, at the same time you want to run. So it's annoying me so much.
Before I answer this, anybody can relate to Christina right now? Anybody on the call? All right. So you're not alone. My millionaires, can you relate to this as well? Have you ever had these moments, millionaires?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Be patient with yourself. The process does take time, but you don't know how long it takes. And so it probably goes faster than you think. And it might take a little longer than you think.
We overestimate what we can accomplish in a month, and we underestimate what we can accomplish in a year, 2, 3, 5 years. So that's what Walter's talking about, is the patience. The other thing is to mind who you're modeling and the timeline that they're on, because someone who's already accomplished a certain amount of experiences, goals, wisdom, resources, they can make things happen a lot quicker than someone just starting out. So if we just compare ourselves to, well, Walter just bought a $12 million building, I want to do that this month. You can get there for sure, and you will get there. It's just you've got to model, or at least have in your sights and in your queries, the timeline that you're at, the resources that you have. So the questions you'll be asking in the action steps you'll be taking would be to the people, and they may say, well, hey, here's the thing though, they're going to give you some stretches. They're going to say, oh yeah, put the offer in. And you're like, what? No, yeah, put the offer in. We'll figure it out later. And you're like, but I don't have all the money yet. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of that. First make the offer, then find the money. And that could be the really scary part. So just be mindful of the comparison to where someone's at, and then also the advice they give you. Sometimes you gotta jump. No one's going to give you advice that they don't believe in, at least in this community. You will find yourself perhaps challenging yourself, and you're exactly where you are because exactly what you've done. So in order for you to get new results, you're going to have to take new actions and take on new advice.
Before I bring Terry in on this one, I do want to say that we have, over the next 30 days, this challenge is going to build 100 people in your sphere. So that is a realistic goal. It is possible. It is realistic. With 100 people that you can raise capital from, you can raise $100,000 of capital to do a deal. That is easy, right? You can raise $250,000 to do a deal with 100 relationships that are recession proof. And I guarantee you a few of them are sitting on 50,000 they'd love to invest in real estate right now, especially right now with everything else not doing well. So don't underestimate, and be very clear. The next 30 days, one goal: get that 100 people so that you can raise capital from them, so that you can find deals from them. Who'd like the strategy for real estate investors? Like the ultimate strategy for your 100 relationships? You want 25 wholesalers and agents who are hunting for deals for you all the time, like really hunting for deals. And you want 75 people who are recession proof, who have the ability to lend in your deals. 10% of those 75 are going to lend. The other 90 are going to take some time to trust you, to know you, to like you, and it will take some time to build them. But eventually you may rotate some of those people out, right? Some of those people end up, I don't like them so much. Get rid of them for somebody who you like a lot. You could do the 30-day challenge again, right? Imagine doing it again and adding a new 100, right? A tighter, better, juicier 100. As you go through it, you learn what relationships you want, just like with your spouse. Right? You didn't start off with them, but over time, you're like, okay, I've dated a few wrong people. I know who the right person is. The same idea with these 100. So realistic goal is to do this and be able to be in a position, like Doug was talking about, lock the deal down and then we'll figure out the money. Well, when you have 100 people already who might invest with you, it makes it a whole lot easier to feel confident about being able to lock that money down. Hands camera, if that makes sense. A lot of what we're talking about, Christina, is emotions. It really is a motion set. How do I feel? If I say do something and you feel confident about it, you will do it. And the faster you do the things that one of us says, the faster you get the results you're looking for. But if you don't feel right about it, then your feelings, your emotions could mess you up. And that's going to be trash on the track. That's going to slow you down. So you want to get onto the bullet train of action. And somebody who knows a thing or two about bullet trains and action is Dr. Terry Wager. So Dr. Terry, I knew you wanted to talk about this one.
Absolutely. What Doug was saying was gold. Really being able to stop worrying about estimating what you can do and focusing on what other people did and what time frame they did is super helpful. The thing that I found is when we find ourselves getting too flustered with what's going on, we're trying to do too many things at once. But at the same time, on internal, we're actually going with the dreaded what ifs. And what if this doesn't work? What if they're mad at me because I'm spending time doing this? What if this happens here? And the what ifs actually start to just choke us and choke our progress forward. So the suggestion is, what if the connection works? What if your kids want you to succeed? What if your family is excited about seeing you excited about something? Use the what ifs in a different way and then take action. The biggest problem we all have is we're taking our own bad advice, listening to the dreaded what ifs. And so when you start noticing that you're doing that, you want to get in contact with somebody that's in your sphere that can actually feed you in the idea of what's next. Who else do you know? How else can you go faster? It really comes down to that commitment that Walter was talking about. removing all excuses, removing all reasons, removing all of those ideas and things that stop you from taking the action, because stopping taking action is all about fear. But if you just continue to go, and Walter is one of the best people I've ever seen in the idea of just continuing to go. He has a new idea, he has a new pivot, he just continues to go, and it's an inspiration to see that. And the reality is we do get tired sometimes, but taking a step back and then looking at where you want to go and then taking the action to get there and asking for the help to get there is the key. You want to ask for help, you want to move forward. And if you're having things that paralyze you, if you're having the dreaded what ifs, you have to work with somebody who's going to help you to get rid of that.
Oh yeah. Let's give Dr. Wade, Doug McGurk, a big round of applause.
Is that a good time to remind everybody that there's like a generator business boot camp coming up?
You know what? Dr. Terry texted me a little while ago. Christina, you're bringing this up. So let's give Christina a big round of applause. Very powerful. Great question. This is up to you guys. Who would be interested? Who's going to Generator Boot Camp coming up in 2 weeks? Excellent. So if you didn't know about Generator Boot Camp, go ahead, Terry.
I said, I'm going to be there.
I'll be there. Absolutely. So Generator Boot Camp, I think, is on this. All right. Starts on the 5th in Rhode Island, 5th to the 7th, 3 days of business planning, business mastery. Basically, we're going to be going through the process of scaling, setting yourself up, and making sure that your systems are in place to take it to the next level. I'll talk a little bit about social media and marketing and sales, and Terry and Doug, a lot of the coaches are going to be there and really just crushing some components. Terry, who's going to be there? Who do you know already speakers?
All the coaches are going to be there. Ryan McDermott is going to be talking a little bit day 2. We have special guests coming in on day 1 to talk about confidence and appearance. Day 3, we got somebody lined up for video. We have a couple other ideas going. We have not solidified those yet, but day 1 is going to be a lot of me and Christine, and Walter's going to be talking about social media. So we got a lot of stuff planned. We're going to have a really good time. We have some definite fun pieces that you don't want to miss out on.
And if you're wondering, can I do the challenge, the 30-day challenge and Generator Business Bootcamp at the same time? The answer is simply yes. The challenge,
it's a good place to do some of that connecting.
It will allow you to do a lot of the connecting. A lot of the activities will line up perfectly with Generator. So great opportunity to give you an unfair advantage for anybody who's not going to Generator. You're going to miss out on the opportunity to leverage those relationships in that event. This event is coming up. We only do it once a year. If you're still looking to scale your business, you're looking to get to the next level, you're overworked in your business and you're not getting as much done as you'd like, or other people aren't doing things like you're still doing a lot of the things, this is definitely the event for you. And I think, yeah, that's a really good point, Terry. Thank you for bringing that one up. Yeah, Generator, I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. I'll be flying back to see everybody in New England.
Absolutely. One of the things that we have talked about so much in scaling businesses, building your team. And it's one of the real focus points that Christine and I are talking about, because building a business is great and being an entrepreneur is great. But if you don't have your teams and you don't have your systems, you cannot build fast. And so we're going to get deeper into how to build your team, what you're looking for in your teammates, how you move forward in that process of finding those people. And so we're super excited to bring this information to everybody, and we just can't wait to see all of you.
Hell yeah. Let's give Terry one more round of applause. Durbin, go ahead, brother.
Just wanted to give you 2 little quick updates before I ask my question. So one is planning on buying my ticket for the Millionaire Summit in October. So I'll see you. And then 2, the book is probably be done with it within about a month or 2. And then so one of the things I just noticed with myself a lot is, like, I know I have the goal in mind, but the way I go about it, I kind of question myself from time to time. Because, like, for instance, maybe 1 week I'm just getting nothing but networking, and maybe the next week I'm just focused on like working on something else, like maybe relationships with lenders, things like that, like for my multifamily space. So how do you know, like, if you're switching too much?
The first question is, do you have your goal written down? And not just like, I want $1 million, or I want a landlord business, or I want 100 doors, but do you have written down clearly what it is so you can visualize it?
Clearly, no, but I have it.
That sounds like no to me, Thurman.
It's
a very clear no.
Clear. That was a no. The reason I asked that is because when we talk about having a goal, but it's not like written down and we don't really see it, we have hard time visualizing where we're going. It's kind of like I'm going to the store. Well, which one? Safeway, Albertsons, BJ's, Costco, where are you going? If you don't have that clarity of where you're going and what it looks like to get there, then you're going to have a hard time getting there. And so that's also when we start to bounce around a little bit. And so if you actually have a clear vision of where you're wanting to go, and then move into blocking your time based on where you want to go and what you need to do, you're going to have a whole lot better experience. And Christine and I talk about not just time blocking when we're doing our boot camp. We're going to get into that a little bit, but it's really about how to spend your time, how much time marketing, how much time on the phone for sales, how much time for outbound, how much time for visioning, all of these different pieces of what you're doing. And so we're going to be covering that at the boot camp on day 2.
Priority
Okay.
management.
Exactly.
Thurman, was that helpful?
Yeah, thank you.
Give Thurman a round of applause. Great question. I see a couple of celebrities on the call right now. I know Mitch Jorsky is here. I see Vinny Chopra just jumped in. And Brian McDermott is still on the call. Vinny, what's up, brother?
Hey, Walter, how are you, brother? It's beautiful day over here. Oh my gosh, I just came out to walk my 3 miles every day. That's 7 days a week I do. And you know what? It's so important what we just talked about, writing the goals down. I think it's so important that we take time to, on one page, don't make a big book out of it or all these things, but only one page. You write down your 3 most important goals for today, 3 most important for the week, 3 most important for the month and the quarter and the year. That's it, brother and sisters. And the big part is you got to look at it 7 times a day. What did I say? 7 times. You got to put that one page at your mirror. Put it in the mirror, in the car. You got to have it. It's on 5x6 card, whatever, 5x8 card it used to be for me, or 3x5 card. Put it down where you could read it. You got to put it next to your bed where you're, the light, table light or something. When you go to bed, you got to look at it. You got to visualize it. I mean, along with those 3 goals, maybe draw a picture. Draw a picture of what you want to achieve and why you want to achieve. See, this is so important, guys. I mean, 3% of the people in the world write goals down. 7 of them write it down, 7%, but they don't look at it. Maybe once a month or, once a quarter. But if you want to be successful, if you want to become a millionaire, multimillionaire, or billionaire, writing down the goals is so important.
Let's give Vinny Smile Chopra a big round of applause. Vinny, if you don't know, wrote the book Apartment Syndication Made Easy and Positivity Brings Profitability. He's also a very good friend, and he's been working with Alchemist Nation to not just build 100 millionaires. When Vinny contacted me, he said, man, I think we're thinking too small. He said, I think we can stack them up. We can make 1 million millionaires if we stick together, if we work together, if we keep pushing, and we just stick to this. So let's give Vinny Chopra a big round of applause. He will be at the 100 Millionaire Summit. He is opening us up on day 1. So we're opening up with an almost billionaire. So I call Vinny a billionaire because I already see it. I already see what he's creating for himself and what he's creating for his investors. And I see Hayri is asking a question. So let's jump over to Hayri Tekin.
Please.
Hello, everyone. I just want to say hi to everybody that put my face to the front. And I just want to say I am not accepting be the top 10%. I want to be at the 1% at the top.
Oh, yes.
And I just want to put this out there. I'm sure everybody's going to listen. And I'm so excited about the 100 Millionaire Summit that I'm coming.
Hi, good morning.
And
yes, in October, it's going to be fabulous. It will be so great to have 1,100 people there. And the excitement and the camaraderie and exchanging your business cards. See, because who will make you reach that 1% are going to be the peers. They're going to be the people around you. See, the thing is, many times we want to solo walk in life. It doesn't work, does not work. When you serve people, when you get more people, your network, many of you have heard, network is equal to net worth. Your network, and you got to really get the best people around you, like Walter, like Michael, like Ken Walls, like all these successful people, maybe Vinny Chopra too, I don't know. I'm still questioning that, you know.
I'll put Vinny Chopra on that list too, Hyrie. Like you're in the right place.
I'm so happy that you said I don't want to be in 10%, but 1%. But you know what's important is your quest, your pursuit of reaching that one. You might be in the top 3% of the world or of USA, but shoot for the star. You would land it on the moon.
Yes. And I have a question.
Please.
Absolutely.
When I go like interviews and stuff like that, sometimes I face that people not the best. Like they say, "Oh, I'm sorry, we mistakenly put you for next day. I'm sorry, can you come tomorrow?" At that point, I smile and I say, "I'm sorry, I want to work with the best. I want to be the best." And just smile and left. Am I like ignorant? Is it the right word? Should I just go with them or am I doing the right thing?
Okay, if I may answer that, Walter, I would say,
Go ahead, Vinny.
first of
Absolutely.
all, your time is precious. You are precious human being. Every minute counts in our life. Today's moment, tomorrow's, but yesterday don't count because it's past. Just learn from the yesterday. So the big thing is, if you were going to go for an interview, if I were you, I'll call them, I'll text them, I'll email them. I even will leave my office. Before I leave my office, I'll confirm that appointment. Wow. See, you got to be really candid where you're spending time. You are probably going for an interview because you want to meet with that. You want to be working over there. So you got to confirm. See, lots of things don't happen in our life. It's because of miscommunication. It's not arrogancy. It's not nothing at all. But the thing is, before you show up, you got to confirm. And I do the same thing for my interviews. 100% of the people show up on my podcast and all that because there are reminders automatic, because this world is so digital now. You could set up an appointment and you could, look into all that and you could send an email to that person or that department. Hey, I'm coming that day, but 2 days before or 1 hour before, literally. So we could take care of that. It's not arrogancy. It's not anything. It's how precious my time is and how precious their time.
Okay, I see. Thank you.
Sure.
100%. Let's give Hyrie a round of applause. Let's give Vinny Chopra a round of applause. Great answers. Great questions. Get great answers.
Please ask some more. I'm so excited to be with you all.
I think we're gonna have to make this one the last one. We've been going for Q&A for 30 minutes.
Yes,
so for everybody who's
yes.
stuck around with us, let's give you a big round of applause. Natalie Jennings, you're up. Last question of the day.
Hello. Hey, it is so good to be back on here. I think this is only the third call since I've joined Alchemist Nation since like March. So it's just been crazy. So I'm just happy to be on here. You guys have no idea how happy I am just to hear everybody's experiences and questions and everything. It's extremely uplifting. So my question is, I live in this tiny town of 700. I got married and then moved here. I think I explained my situation to you. Going on 4 years now, and I just do not like it here. And it's not for a lack of trying. Like I've tried really hard to just enjoy it and meet new people. I do have some clients here, love them. They're fantastic. But as far as like growing my business, it's just very difficult here. And then getting into rooms like this, is a little bit difficult when I don't have the clientele to support going to places. So just building the online isn't going as fast as I would like. So I guess my question is, and this is a really good topic for today because it's been a rough week, just struggling with this again. So thank you, Walter, for bringing up this topic again. So I really appreciate that. So my question is, when you are stuck in a place that you don't want to be and you can't change that, what are some good activities you can do to progress forward and to make a new goal? Because I think that's my other problem is I don't know what I want anymore, because what I want I can't do that right now.
Hands to the camera if you've ever experienced where Natalie's at right now. If you've ever had that in your head, that question. And Vinny, I'm going to ask you to give your share on this one. I also, before we bring you on, Vinny, because I know you're going to give a really good close to this. Mitch Dorsky, if you can share, like, how is it, because you've been in this, I know you've been in this with, not knowing like how to get to where you want to go because you got all these different things that you're doing in your life and being like, man, like I've got all these different commitments. I don't know which commitment's working. You've also moved into area. You moved away from New York into Florida, and you moved away from your family, and you got stuck in a place that you didn't feel comfortable with for 2 years. And then eventually you found a way to get comfortable there.
First of all, Walter, I love the fact that you always want me to participate because you know that I can add value. But while you're busy chatting with everyone and mesmerizing them with your greatness, I'm just dropping knowledge in the chat the whole time, to the point where I need to slow down because I don't want to distract them from listening to your greatness. I got to be honest with you, like, I have mad respect for Natalie because the situation, and like, we met Natalie at 10X. In fact, I introduced you guys because I, ended up networking with her, and I have a lot of respect for her because the situation she's in, I don't know if I'd be in that situation. Like, she's got the stick-to-itiveness, like she's there, I'm pretty sure, because of her partner and all that. And it's just like, there's certain things that are, more important sometimes in life. And I guess, I don't know, just being quote unquote selfish. So she is trying to make it work in the situation she's in, which is a tough demographic for, acquiring clientele. So it's more so just, I have respect for, kind of what she's doing in life. And as far as, how to make that work, I think Vinny and some others will have much better feedback than me because, I always joke and say I'm ambitiously lazy. So, I'm looking for the path of least resistance. So my answer would be move, but I know that's not really an option for her. So,
No, that is the right answer, Mitch, just so we're clear. That's where I was going.
But here's the thing.
I'd love to.
From what I know, talking to Natalie at 10X, I'm 99% sure that that's not an option. And that's why I actually have mad respect for her, because she's showing stick-to-itiveness. A lot of times it's not just about business, it's also about, personal and family. And me personally, I learned that a couple of years ago when the first time in my life, I actually made a decision based more on how it would impact my relationship, more so how then it would impact my finances. Right. And for me, I was like, but at the same time, it was such a growing moment because there's more to life than just money. Right. You can't snuggle up to money. Well, I guess you can, but it's not very warm.
I love it. And Natalie, if you can share with everybody, because what you do for a living makes it very specific to location. So if you could share what you do for a living.
I'm a personal trainer, and right now I'm doing in-person classes and in-person training, and I'm trying to get into the online space, but I need a new network for that. And so just getting around the right people has been very, very difficult with very little income coming in for that.
And Natalie, when I talked to you, I think the population of the city you're in was like
700.
700, I heard. Yeah, I heard 700.
Go ahead, Vinny.
No, I was going to say, oh my gosh. I totally want to find out, what is your significant other, friend, or like that? What does he do? Does he make so much money that you don't need to work and just enjoy life? I mean, see, the thing is, 700 people total. Does that include children? Does it include grandparents? Okay, so how big is your pool that you could train?
When I was researching with Natalie, it was a depressed city. This wasn't like a really great city of 700. This was like the pits of a city with 700 people.
Elderly.
So again, see, the thing is, we need to get to the root of the issue. And what is the real issue? I'm sorry, I know we are talking publicly, but we could even talk separately. But the big thing is, your significant other, what's business he has? Is he able to make a great living in 700 people?
He has to, he's an insulator, and so he has to travel for jobs. The closest is 5 minutes, and he's currently traveling an hour and a half to get to the one that he's at now.
Hold on. What's the next big city where you live, and why don't you move there so that he doesn't have to travel 1.5 hours?
That's the problem, is like it makes sense. It makes 100% sense on paper. For him, it's his family. All of his family lives like between 5 and 20 minutes away. Like most of it's 5 minutes away. He doesn't want to move away from his family. The next town over is about 45 minutes away. That's bigger. It's more populated, but he doesn't want to move even just that far away. And so that's a really challenging thing. So
how long you been together?
We've been married 4 years in August.
Oh, married. Okay, you're married. You have children.
And no children.
No children yet. But I'm just thinking, he needs to sit down with you. And as a life partner, you want to go in this life enjoying and really feeling fully satisfied and happy. And, it's not that hard. I don't think he sees his family every day. 45 minutes is not far. Get a Tesla or something. I mean, it's electric car then, right? Gas is a little more expensive. I don't know where you are, but it's $7 here where I live in California, near to San Francisco. But the thing is, you got to make choices. See, in life, there are whys. We come across whys like you're just coming up with. The big thing is you need to sit down and say, honey, let's move. Just 1.5 hours. And I promise you that we'll come back over the weekend. I don't know if he works over the weekend too. We don't know. But the whole situation is open it up.
Yeah, it's been open for a long time. We've had many conversations.
Oh, yeah.
That's the problem. It just doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
So then, Natalie, you're getting advice from a guy who's been married over 30 years to his wife. 42 years. Let's give Vinny a big round of applause. He's figured it out. So Natalie, what may be the next step is sales training. You may want to learn the sales conversation a little better.
If I may jump into this.
Go ahead, sorry.
Worked with a lot of different people with a lot of different business models, and big cities, little cities. And one of the things we used to hear all of the time, and I've even been guilty of saying it when I had my private practice as a psychologist, well, I got to do this in person. And you don't have a small town problem, you have a business model problem.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you need to make some changes. And if you want to talk about that with me, because we actually do that with people, help them figure out their business model, I'd be more than happy to do that. But getting into trying to force a partner to move is not as strategic as maybe looking at your business model and making some changes in that. The other thing that I think about a lot is when we're stuck in a situation, and I live in Portland, Oregon, and it's not my favorite place in the world. I wouldn't say that it would be my top 10 places that I wanted to live in the world, but my parents were here, they were getting older, and I ended up putting roots in here. And so we've been here for a little while and we're looking at moving. However, I honestly had that this is why my life won't work here attitude for a couple of years. And when I decided to change my business model and I started to change what I was focusing on, the things that weren't working and what I didn't like, to the things that were working and how could I make this work, everything changed for us. And so that's what I would suggest, is really start looking at how can I make it work. And I know you've been doing that on some level, but now it's probably a place where you need to talk to somebody about how to change your business model so that you get what you're looking for. Because I don't think it's where you're at that's bothering you. I think it's not having the success you want.
It's
so true. Very nice. Very good answer. Thank you so much. Really, it is. That's option which can take care of everything.
I agree. Like my business model definitely needs to change 100%. I would be happy to talk to you about that, because it's difficult to find something that works. And then, it's the people are great here. It's just finding people that I click with easily, just on a social level, just hanging out with people, it's really difficult. And I think that's really bringing me down.
Natalie, hang with us.
Yeah.
Hang with us.
I dropped my link in the chat. Go ahead, book a call with me, and we'll talk about what your business model is right now and how you can tweak it to actually get more fluid in how you get out to people and what you can do. I think that's going to solve that problem. And then being able to, when you're bringing more income in, and this is something that we've talked about in Alchemist for years, is it's not a budget problem or a legacy problem. This is an income problem. And you increase your income and you're going to solve a lot of those problems because you'll be able to travel a little bit more.
Right.
And he might be able to get out a little bit more. And it's hitting the same problem from a different point of view.
How is it to get in contact with you again?
I put a link in the chat for you.
There you go. And Natalie, when it comes to hanging out with people and finding, it doesn't matter what city you're in. If you're not good at finding people that you want to hang out with, it'll always be hard to find people that you want to hang out with. One of the reasons we built Alchemist Nation was to hang out with good people who are positive, have the abundance mindset, who want to create versus compete, who want to move each other forward, who want to grow. And we all have people in our lives that we know that are, naysayers, negative, who don't want to move forward. In fact, I live in Tampa. If I was seeking them out, I could find all the negative people around me. But I can go a whole month without ever leaving my house, but feeling so much positive energy because of all the calls that I'm on with so many great people every single day all across the country. Some of my best friends are still living back in Rhode Island and Massachusetts. I'm on a podcast every week with Vinny Chopra, who's out in San Diego. I'm on a podcast with Mike Shine, who's living in Rhode Island. I'm on a podcast with Mike, Mitch Dorsey, who's on the other side of Florida than I live on. He's 3 hours away. hang out with Doug every week when we do our mentorship calls every Monday nights. So like Ryan McDermott, who again is in Boston, Terry Wager, who's out in Portland right now. So we're hanging with people all across the country because we've decided that we deserve better, that we deserve to have a community around us of motivated people, of excited people, of intelligent people who are millionaires and becoming millionaires. And some of us are brazen enough to say we want to be billionaires, and we're working together to make sure that we reach that goal. Because there's a lot of people I've met, young kids who are like, yeah, I'm going to be a billionaire. Bless you, but I'm not feeling it because you're trying to do it alone. I don't have a lot of faith behind a person who's trying to be a billionaire by themselves. But in this community, when I hear people say, I want to be a billionaire, and then I see them attached to other people who say they want to be a billionaire, I got a lot of faith behind that, because it's a lot easier to make that long distance trip with people. So Natalie, even if it's not $1 billion that you're looking to go for, you're in the right place, and Terry will take good care of you. He's done dozens of these. Go ahead, Mike Shine. I see your hand up.
Thank you. Gonna sound like it's coming from left field, Natalie, and obviously I 100% say talk to Terry. That's amazing, and he'll crush it. But just while I was listening to you, I was just inspired to say you should pick up the book, The 4 Agreements, and you should read that book, and especially the first agreement about being impeccable with your words. One of the things we do in this community is we hold each other accountable for our words, and being positive, not in sort of a la-di-da sort of way, but just keeping us all. I mean, one of the things I'm always inspired by Vinny is just how positive he is every single time he's on there. His words are never negative. I spent the weekend with Walter, and every time I would see him in the hotel, he was just positive, and I think that begets more positive things. So read the 4 Agreements, and it'll just help you, and then get on a call with Terry. Yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah. Let's give all of our coaches a big round of applause. Let's give Natalie Jennings a round of applause for being brave, for coming out here and saying where she's at and where she wants to be. For everybody who has ever been to a place that you don't want to be, remember, you're not a tree. You can pick up and you can move somewhere else. Whether it's emotionally, you're telling an old story that's not working for you, that's bringing you down in life, that's holding you back in the past, whether you're with somebody that doesn't support you or encourage you or engage with you, whether you're in a business that you don't like or you're tired of, business that isn't working anymore, that is not going to survive this recession, you can change. You can adjust how you interact with the world. You can adjust how you see the world, how you perceive the world. You can change who you're hanging out with. You can surround yourself with people who have what you want, so you can ask them how they got it or what they would be willing to trade for it. If you focus on the best and you surround yourself with the best, you will inevitably become the best. It's one of the principles of the universe. This is a law that is out there, that you can have what you want. You deserve the life that you want. You can protect your family. You can serve your family. You can serve your community. You can get to that next level. We wouldn't have set such a crazy goal as build 100 millionaires who are inspired to build 100 millionaires if we didn't both know it was possible and it was big enough to be interesting. It was going to be fun enough and impactful enough for us to be worthy of doing it. Hands to the camera if you're committed to being one of those millionaires and to building millionaires once you've gotten yours. Awesome. Give yourselves a big round of applause one more time for all of our celebrity coaches, our millionaires, and for everybody who's committed to becoming one of them. Cheers to your success. We have a choice. Always work with the best. Love you guys.
Hi, everybody. Peace.
Bye-bye. Have
There we
a
go.
wonderful
Hi, Vinny.
Saturday. Have a great Saturday. Make it happen. Make this Saturday the best ever Saturday. Because today counts. Don't worry about yesterday. Don't worry about tomorrow, Sunday. But make the best of today.
Thank you, Vinny.
Thank
you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Vinny.
God bless you all. God bless you all. I would love to come into this. You charge me. Oh my gosh. I need to join more of I know. I just get so excited, really, whenever I join, and I'm going to make myself more available. I appreciate all of you. Thank you, and God bless you all. Thank you.
God bless you.
Bless you,
Vinny.
Vinny. Thank
God
you.
bless you,
Vinny.
Vinny.
Thank you,
brother. I
Thank
appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers.
Peace.